What up, Ho Biscuits? It's your girl Skitten, back at it again. And I would just like to ask, why you guys hate me? Why don't you guys love me? I love you guys. And the reason I am asking this is because below my SCP-1730 video, I was looking through the suggestions and somebody was like, oh, well, why don't you look up SCP-169? I think you'd really enjoy it, blah, 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 blah. And I don't even have, like, I looked it up and I'm not ever going to watch that video because it's just a giant sea monster? Like, what about me makes you think that I would want to watch that? Is my fear of whales, like, does that mean nothing to you guys? You guys are like, oh, well, it's not a whale. No, large sea creatures are terrifying, okay? If it's a giant squid, I also don't want to see it. I mean, giant squid are pretty flippin' cool. But anyway, you guys know what I mean. And I would just like to know what I did to deserve this, because I feel like I deserve better. With all of that said, one suggestion I saw that I did like was the ethics committee orientation video from the Volgun. So that is what we are here to watch today. I will make sure to leave the link to the original video down in the comments below. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started.
Good afternoon, Doctor. Sit down. Your schedule has been cleared. Do not attempt to leave the room until you are told that this session is over.
Okay.
The door is already locked, but it is crucial you pay attention.
Okay.
Good. You are now part of the SCP Foundation's Ethics Committee.
Oh,
This
thanks.
is not a demotion. Sit down. Yes, you're terrified. You think you're being punished for some failure. Some lapse of judgment, some horrible disaster that you're involved with. You think that your career with the Foundation is over. You might even have thought that transferred to the Ethics Committee is a euphemism for killed.
I would definitely assume that that's what that means. 100%. Do not trust the SCP Foundation whatsoever.
This is not the case. You'll notice I said killed instead of terminated. That's a deliberate choice. On the Ethics Committee, we don't use euphemisms.
Okay, I can get with that.
Because of the work that the SCP Foundation does, a lot of personnel think that the idea of the Foundation having an Ethics Committee is just a bad joke. Or they know that the committee exists, but they've got the impression that we're an ineffectual laughingstock. A bunch of purposeless seat fillers who wave a rubber stamp that says approved and never dare to voice an objection.
Okay.
Yes, I see you've heard the jokes. Here's one. How many members of the Ethics Committee does it take to change a light bulb? None. The Ethics Committee can't change anything.
Ha!
No, it's all right. You're meant to laugh. We make an effort to sustain the impression that we are useless, because we are the secret power within the SCP Foundation. Sit down.
Bro, you better stop standing up, homie. He sounds like he means business.
Yes, there are the O5s. They judge what is and isn't safe. And that's a vital and important function, but we are the ones who advise the O5s on what is and is not acceptable.
Okay.
You've done horrible, awful things while working for the Foundation. Don't try to deny it, Doctor. We've all done horrible, awful things while working for the Foundation.
Right.
That is one of the unavoidable consequences of working with SCPs. And on occasion you've wondered if we are the quote-unquote bad guys.
Probably.
Well,
probably.
we're not.
Maybe?
And that is because of the Ethics Committee. This is your first lesson. Do you understand? Remember this. The Foundation is not evil.
Okay.
We do not torture people just because.
Not for funsies.
We are against unnecessary cruelty, which means somebody has to decide when cruelty is necessary. And that somebody is us. Stop trembling.
He sounds so disgusted.
It is important that you remember this. It is your second lesson. The Foundation does not rule the world.
Unfortunate.
The Foundation serves the world. Do you understand what that means? Regardless of what the general population might think it wants, what we do, what the Foundation does, is in the overall best interests of the general population.
According to y'all.
Yes, I'm sure you did realize that already, but you haven't thought of the deeper implications. You've consoled yourself by thinking that all the torture and murder is for the greater good. This implies that there is a greater good, and a lesser good. It implies that there are multiple distinct goods, and that these can be quantified and compared. This is what we on the Ethics Committee do. We are the ones who balance the moral costs of everything the Foundation does. And in order to balance these costs, we must know those costs. Do you realize what that means, Doctor? It means we know everything the Foundation does, has done, and will ever do.
Wow.
Everything that has ever been redacted or expunged.
Oh.
We know it.
Oh, snap.
Every last detail.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Yes. Including what SCP-447-2 does when it comes into contact with dead bodies. Yes. We know exactly what Procedure 110 Montauk is.
I wanna know! Tell me!
We should. We are the ones who designed it.
Oh, wow.
No, that's quite alright. It's a common reaction. Perhaps we shouldn't schedule these meetings directly after lunch, I suppose. Here. Wipe your mouth. You will no longer be participating in active research. You may consider yourself a researcher at large, flitting from one project to another, from one site to another, at will.
Okay.
This is not a secret. You are welcome to tell all your friends that you have been transferred to the Ethics Committee, if you can deal with the jokes and the pity.
Right.
You will observe what is done, and ask the participants, and yourself, why it is being done. If at any point you feel that something is excessive, or unnecessary, or wrong, you inform us. We will summon the people involved and ask them questions in that meek, ineffectual way your co-workers have marked. And then word will filter down from the O5s through the many levels of our bureaucracy, and those who are unethical will be given reprimands, which will be noted on their permanent record, or their pay will be cut, or they will be demoted, or they will be transferred to another project, or they will be shot for crimes against humanity.
I'm so used to hearing them say terminated that hearing him say shot was like, holy shit, okay.
This is your third lesson. Remember it. The P stands for protect. The Foundation protects humanity from SCPs, and we protect the Foundation from itself. We judge what is and is not acceptable for the Foundation to do. We balance evils so that on the whole, and in the long run, evil is minimized. You don't have a choice about being on the committee. Yes. The irony is lovely, isn't it?
So that was a lot. That was a lot. I enjoyed that, but then at the same time I'm like, okay, so you're an ethics committee that decided that to allow that one ritual for the deer that requires the roasting and eating of a baby, and that's the lesser evil of whatever is going on. I kind of feel like y'all are fucking up a little bit. I feel like y'all are not doing not doing great on the whole ethics part. And I know that's kind of like hypocritical coming from me, who was definitely gonna leave people to be eaten by the leeches during the whole 1730 thing. But I'm just saying the ethics committee could step their game up a little bit, slightly kind of. But overall, that was a really enjoyable video. I realized, like, while I was watching it, that it looked like super different from like everything else that I've seen from the Volgun. And I realized it's because like it's super old. This came out in 2012. And for a 2012 video, this is really good. Like really, really good. Obviously, it's kind of weird because like you're watching a video, but like you're really just listening to it. Like you're not watching anything, like nothing is happening over here. So I do like that in his later videos he incorporated a visual element. But with that said, this was a really riveting video and I really actually quite enjoyed it. So I hope you guys also enjoyed the video. Make sure you leave your reactions, suggestions, and requests down in the comments below. And other than that, peace out, Ho Biscuits. It's getting lit.